Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Red Room. So today we have a review of BTS's On Connect Manifesto music video as opposed to the official music video. I tend to like this one a little better. This is the one I saw first. This was the one that, for a lot of reasons, actually, I gravitated toward. So when I won't even say a kid because I don't. Yeah, I guess you could say I was a kid. I was like maybe um, 14, 15. And I was in a drum corps, kind of like, the drum line, snares, trips, bass, tenors. We didn't have horns, but we did have a color guard. So the choreography in this video harkens back to something for me. It gives me an emotional connection to what they're doing visually. Also, I just like this video. Um, I meant to touch on it last video, right? So I was watching Black Swan, and we'll see it in this one. I definitely remember this one. You might hear me say like center Jin because center means you're at the focal point, but you know that. And you're the focal point of the choreo, people's eyes. Normally, when the camera is panning in, it pans in on you. So there was a controversy, right, on the old channel way back when, and it was me and my opinion of Jin. So I like Jin. I don't have an issue with Jin. I don't have any problem with Jin. I like Jin. I love him as a vocalist. But my thing was, and it was just an observation by me, that he's not a great dancer. I don't think that's a secret, but I think people were so. I think people don't know how to take criticism and not see it as hate. So I wasn't hating on him. But I just pointed out he's not a great dancer. If we were to put on music and just say, hey, dance, he wouldn't be the most coordinated guy. J-Hope is a dancer. Jimin is a dancer. Cook is a dancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think even V, and V be killing me with these kooky grandma dances or whatever dances he be doing in the back of some of these videos. It just seems like he has his own wild dances that everybody just kind of uses the joke around as like a running gag. Um, but at the time, I was just like, hey, I mean, he nails the choreography. He's cool, but you can tell that sometimes he's awkward in his steps. And this is before I've seen some of the, behind the scenes stuff where he might be tripping or running into somebody and whatever. I mean, that happens. That happens no matter what it is, right? Um, but a lot of people felt some type of way, like, oh, you can't say he's a bad dancer. Yeah, you can because you can kind of see it. Um, do I think everybody's gotten better? Everybody's gotten better. Because let's be honest, Sugar wasn't a great dancer. RM wasn't a great dancer. Jin wasn't a great dancer. But it seems like when I pointed out Jin, everybody kind of just, "Rah." But but neither here nor there. Actually, well, no, I can't say neither here nor there because that was the point of what I was trying to make. So this is one of the videos looking back at it that I was like, yeah, it seems like Jen has finally gotten confident in the choreo, confident in, and not to say he's never been center before. I'm not saying that, but it seemed like he had a different swag about him. And at the time, I attribute it to the choreographer, Sienna. Um, Lalau, I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. But certain people can bring out the confidence in you to make you finally, I guess, get what everybody else sees. Because I'm pretty sure people be like, hey, Jen, you're cool. You know what I mean? You could dance and things like that. And don't listen to the fan base. Because let's be honest, the fan base is like the same people that love J-Hope now are the same ones that's calling him ugly and said he should kill himself and be kicked out the group. Let's all be honest. Um, I don't necessarily agree with that. It's not even I don't necessarily agree. I don't agree with that, like at all. Um, but I understand that's how people are. Perfect example. For those that know. Philadelphia Eagles football, right? I'm from Philadelphia, Eagles fan, huge Eagles fan, but talking to some of these Eagles fans, it's like, fire Nick Sirianni, get rid of Jalen Hurts, we can trade him, blah, 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 blah. And then when we win, I love Nick Sirianni. oh, Jalen Hurts is the greatest quarterback ever. He's better than Patrick Mahomes and blah, 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 which he is at times. Blah, blah, blah. But like they want to play both sides of the fence depending on how the team goes, not necessarily their loyalty to the team. And sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's not. I don't try to get into that when I am giving my reactions or reviews. So although I do love BTS and I do love the boys, I think they're great. I think they're awesome. I think all of them are awesome. It's really important for me to be objective and to be honest. And sometimes you can see, especially in the choreo, Jin's not there. You can also see sometimes RM's not there or Sugar's not there. But I said all that to like when Jin is in the center, I'm actually proud of him. All that to say that I'm proud of him, and I think that he's gotten a lot better. And I've always loved his singing. I've always thought he had probably one of the most strongest voices in the group. And I don't know why his solo music does not reflect that. He needs more or maybe he just needs to get with the right producer, or just allow the right people to maybe guide him, because I know they give him a ton of freedom as far as what they do from a solo standpoint or whatnot and what have you. But I would just like to have them maybe just, hey, we think you should work with, how about this song like this? Or maybe, because your voice is so strong, we should, or yeah, we should, something, right? It ain't gotta be, all right, this is who we have lined up. These are your songs. I need you to go in the booth and I need you to sing them. Can you tweak them? Do a run here and there, but pretty much stick to the script. I don't think he needs that. I think he just needs somebody just to kind of just guide him a little bit. And I understand he wants to stand out from the rest, or I was going to, well, that's viable. I understand he wants to stand out from his brothers as far as sound and not sounding like BTS while also not sounding like them as individuals. But somebody just needs to kind of guide him. Just, here, take this song. What do you think? Maybe you should work with him. Maybe you should do this. Because I don't know. I just think that it would be same thing for V too, by the way. Because I would like more songs like Singularity, but I'll also understand that V's voice, it doesn't necessarily all have to be like Singularity. Maybe if they find a good, and I'm not saying he should copy anybody's style that's on the Western R&B circuit or world, but maybe find a comparison. Maybe try to link up, because they did it with JK. Let's be honest. So I don't know why you can't do it with V or you can't do it with Jin, but. And I don't think they did it with Hope. I mean, I understand he loves, classic hip hop, but him and J. Cole aren't necessarily. There was a collab that happened not too long ago in a different group. XG did a song with Rhapsody, or Jurin, did a song with Rhapsody, and that was like right there on par. But I'm getting way off subject at this point because we haven't even gotten to the video. We've already been recording for 8 minutes. Holy hell. Okay, so. I understand what I said might be controversial. I understand it might, you might feel the type of way. Let's talk about it in the comments because, I mean, it wasn't from a bad place. It wasn't from an evil place. It wasn't, said with malice. It was just an observation like, hey, from a rhythmic standpoint, if I just put on music, some of y'all will be able to get down and boogie and catch the vibe. And some of y'all just probably look a little lost. And that's fine. That's fine. Everybody has those issues. That's fine. Not everybody can dance. Wow. Not everybody can dance. I apologize for that one. But, it is what it is. But all that being said, I feel like he's come a very long way and he looks amazing today. So, on Kinetic Manifesto, BTS. For those that don't know, Sienna's front and center her. Yep. Get some more volume. I didn't even notice that, like it's actually sounds like drumsticks banging on the rim of the drum or clacking together. That's a great touch. I love the choices in the choreography. Sing it again. I would ask, was Jen injured? Or maybe he just wasn't in that part, but I think this was the makeup putting him in the middle of the song. A little bit of shoulder action. There we go. That's an amazing song, bro. Amazing song, amazing video. Amazing. Oop. Amazing song, amazing video. Just really, really well done. Oh, I don't want to copy that. There we go. Let's get it together. Love the choreo. Love the setting. So wide open that you can only focus on what they're doing. The dance group is amazing. I can't remember their name for whatever reason. It's not the Royal Family. The Royal Family is somebody else, even though they do kind of, I believe they do work with Sienna, or Sienna was an offroot of them. But I know the Royal Family did like Beyonce and Rihanna and whatever. performances. I can't remember their name. It escapes me. It's on it. I can't remember the name of the group, but phenomenal. They definitely give energy to the performance. Again, I love the setting. I love the difficulty of what this had to happen, right? So because you are in a spot like this, the shadows are going to move all the time, and especially in the background. But it's done so well, and it's color graded so well that you don't even notice that the shadows are moving, or that there may be like the sun has probably repositioned itself in the sky because it's just so well done. And not only that, but the entertainment in the forefront is so entertaining that you don't even really pay attention to the back part. This is probably my 100th time watching the video, which is the only reason why I'm focusing on stuff that's not necessarily in the forefront of the video. Drone work is amazing. They use that snap camera, the one that just kind of positions itself and switches every now and again, but it looks at the same points every time. So if you know where it's going to go, your eyes can always track it, and it gives a great effect. I love that. I love that work. I just think this was a very, very good video. And especially at the time when I believe it came out, I think it came out during the pandemic, or if not during that, the tail end of it. And I guess that really depends on where you were in the world, because some places opened up before others, and maybe even after. But no, I thought this was really, really good. Um, I remember watching the dance practice and almost getting like kind of choked up because it was just so much uh, energy in the performance. So I know some people don't believe in empath, or I know everybody, empathy is a word, right? Or, you know what I mean? But I know not everybody believes in being an empath, where you can kind of feel or give, or, people give off emotional energy, and you can feel what they feel. Um, but that was that for me. And it was just giving off so much energy that you can almost feel it through the screen. Again, Synergen, love Synergen. I also love right before they got into that part, Jimin was off screen, and it was the six of them, and they were doing it. He just kind of hopped in to the formation. I thought that was really good. I thought those little things were really, really good. Like even during the dance break, Jin wasn't out there in either of the groups, which would strike me as alarming. I would just want to know what the reasoning for that was. Maybe wasn't able to grasp the choreo. Maybe they didn't choreograph it for a 3 or 4 group, like a 3 group, then a 4 group, or four group, then a 3 group. Maybe it just wasn't choreographed that way, but whatever. But I feel like him being center at the end of the song kind of made up for it. That was like their makeup call. And I think it worked out. I think it worked out really well, actually. But yeah, this is a fire track, fire song. The other video, the official music video, to me, especially if you know the lore of like the BTS universe or whatnot, what have you, I'm not too familiar with it, right? Like I know, I got surface level stuff, but it feels like that video feels like there's a lot of Easter eggs from the past and everything else in that video. Maybe we'll dive into it one day. But for now, we'll live with this, right? So thank you guys for coming out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell up top if you know what, so you know when I drop. If you have, I mean, this is a safe place, right? We can have a conversation. Just don't be insultive, right? Let's not do that. So if you have or any opinion on anything that I've said, that's fine. That's fine. You're more than entitled to your opinion, just like I'm more than entitled to mine. We can talk about it. I understand that, I mean, he's a professional dancer. I'm pretty sure the comment's going to be about the Jen thing. So I understand he's a professional dancer, and they work very hard, and they do work very hard. And that's why I think he's improved so much. But I got friends who aren't entertainers, right? But if I put on music, you'll be able to see who can actually dance, who has natural rhythm, and who necessarily does not, right? Doesn't mean you can't learn choreography. That doesn't mean that at all. But actually, like naturally, like have a groove to themselves, have a vibe to themselves, you can see that. Some people just ain't got it, and that's fine. It's fine. So it's not a knock, it's just an observation. So let's just take it as an observation. That being said, like, comment, subscribe, saying it again, notification bell at the top so you know when I drop. And also, if I don't see you, or until I see you next time, please be safe out here as wild. Peace.